Welcome to the Assemble Performance Podcast. I am your host and the owner of Assemble Performance, and this is the first podcast. So I don't know if I want an intro yet. I think I'm just going to use this as the intro for every episode, just some banter. I might roll an intro. If you heard an intro, I rolled one. If not, this is your intro. So I just wanted to come on and for this first episode kind of explain who I am, what Assemble Performance is, and the point of this podcast. So if you're listening to this, obviously there's no video. If you're on YouTube, obviously there's no video yet. I am planning on making this a video podcast eventually, hopefully soon within the next few episodes, but I've just got to figure out the technical points of a video podcast because it's a little bit more involved. On that note, I don't have a ton of extra time in my life. This is something I enjoy, but this is going to be largely unedited, which we can get to that later about my ideas around social media and being authentic and a lot of people putting on a front. We can talk about that later, but just rest assured that this is me. This is who I am, and this is not overly edited. I'll probably just go in, make some sound corrections, and upload. So on that note, my podcast area / guest bedroom is still being set up. So I'm down in the dining room right now. So please excuse any dog noises. He's laying down right now, but he might get up to walk around. So please excuse that. I got sound dampeners, the ones you put on the wall, but they need to rise because they were vacuum sealed, and I don't know what they put in those, but it says to let them rise for 24 to 48 hours in a well ventilated area, and it smells toxic in there. I put them in the guest bedroom, shut the door, open the windows. It just doesn't smell like it's safe to be in there. Maybe there's a reason it says a well ventilated area. I don't know, but yeah, I don't want to go in there and record this because I don't think it's safe to be in there right now, whatever they put in these or use to vacuum seal them. So, so I'm Justin Jones. Like I said, I am the owner of Assemble Performance. If you've been on the website or anything, you'll know that we're a coaching company. Well, it's just me right now. I'm a coaching company. I've started coaching about a year ago for free. For some people just to gain experience. I've been programming for myself for, like a decade now, since I really became interested in training and program design. I've been programming for myself, programming for some friends just here and there, and researching, talking to other coaches and stuff for about a decade. It's something I love. I love helping people. I love helping people succeed. Really, honestly, I think I get more excited by seeing other people's success, especially other people that I've been involved with their success. I get more excited seeing that than my own success most of the time. Other people's success really excites me. And so that's why I started coaching. Personally, stacking physical goals, stacking little wins has helped me so much in the rest of my life. And I'm planning on talking about that in future podcasts about how training can help the rest of your life. If you have, if you look at it a certain way, it can help you deal with stress and stuff, but I'll talk about that later. And then there's a lot of misinformation and overcomplication. Oh, there's the dog sitting up. A lot of misinformation and overcomplication in the fitness space around nutrition, around training. A lot of people want to get really involved in the minutia of training, of being optimal, when in reality most people just need to take action. Most people just need to move, and they just need actionable advice. So from a coaching perspective, I do, coach clients paid now. Like I said, I've been doing this for a while, started the coaching company, and coaching can be complicated. There's a lot to keep in mind, but if you're just trying to be healthy, the most important thing you can do is take action. For a long time in my life, I thought knowledge was the gap between those who are successful and those who aren't. And certainly that's a part of it. Certainly knowledge is a big gap, but the real gap is in action. I've come to realize those who are successful take action and they learn along the way. That's how you learn the most, is by experience, which is why I started coaching for free a little over a year ago, because I knew that I could get all the certifications, I could take all the classes, but my knowledge and most really good coaches' knowledge comes from action. And you see that in every industry, not just coaching. You've got people that have all these certifications, all this schooling, but they don't know jack shit in everyday life. And they really just suck. I mean, that's not everybody, but you definitely have those people. And then you've got those people who have no certifications, have no schooling, and they're fucking rock stars. Like, they just crush everything they do. And, I think that comes down to, one of the things that comes down to is taking action. So, that's why I started coaching. I wanted to help people distill down from that misinformation or the overcomplication. There's a lot of people that like to gatekeep fitness, and I just think that's stupid. I want to help people get better. I want to help people change their lives, lose some body fat, recomp, maybe put on some muscle, and have some performance goals. Like, I want to be able to, pick up a book, a big, heavy book. As you age, like, strength is so important because you have to be able to pick up things. You have to be able to stand up out of bed, right? That's something personally I want to, as long as I live, be able to stand up myself and take care of myself and not have to have somebody pick me up, right? There was a commercial going around a few years ago about an old man. It starts out with an old man picking up a kettlebell and holding it in front of him. And the whole commercial, you're trying to figure out what he's training for. And it's all these shots of his neighbors watching him pick up a kettlebell and hold it out. And then at the end of the commercial, he reaches down and picks up his granddaughter and holds her out to put the star on the Christmas tree in the same way that he was picking up the kettlebell. And I think about that all the time. So anyways, I just want to help people improve their lives and reach their goals in whatever capacity that is. So for this podcast, on that note, what I want this podcast to bring you is information to enhance your life, whether that's physically through training or nutrition, whether that's through mindset tips, any social tips, etc. Really just any information you can take back to enhance your life. Naturally, with my background, that's going to be mostly physical training and nutrition. And that's, this is the Coaching Company podcast. So that's going to be mostly physical training and nutrition. But I'm also planning on having some awesome guests on from other walks of life. I've got a handful of people I've been talking to already, and I've got a good amount of people in mind that I want to have on. So I want to bring on some awesome guests to talk about, their physical feats, their mental tips, techniques, and, kind of the way they move through the world. And, bring them on, interview them, give you guys some good information from them. And then I'm also going to answer listener questions. So I'm going to submit questions on Instagram, a little Instagram question sticker in my story. Oh, there's a plane. Sorry if that gets loud. We live in a flight path. Well, not directly in it, but somewhere near enough that it's loud. So anyways, I'm going to answer listener questions from Instagram. If you have questions and I don't have a question sticker up, you can DM me. You can send me an email through either the Assemble Performance website or my personal website, justinsjones.com. Pretty, familiar name. I'm surprised that wasn't taken when I got the domain. And then answer common questions. If I don't have any listener questions, I'm going to answer some common questions people have about fitness, about nutrition, mainly about those two, because that's my expertise. That's my specialty. And like I said before, I want to stop gatekeeping fitness. Like I said, most people don't need to worry about the minutia of optimizing everything. You just need to be more, you just need to be more active, strength train, control your nutrition a little bit. It's all these, little things that you can do and take action versus, paying attention to these little minutia of being optimal, because the optimal crowd does not get as much done as the crowd that just takes action, right? That's what I'm here doing with this podcast. That's what I'm doing with my business. That's what I do in life. That's what I'm striving this period of life to be, is to be taking action. So that's a little bit about the podcast, about what you can expect from the podcast. So, if you find this interesting, I definitely appreciate a subscribe. And I'm not going to ask you to leave a rating yet because I haven't put anything on here. you can, but I don't feel right asking for that yet. So, just subscribe for future episodes. And if you got a question, send it in through Instagram, email. I have a Facebook page. Email or Instagram is probably going to be the best though, or TikTok if you follow me on TikTok. But, and the dog is ready to get up anyway. So you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next episode.